different, right?
Okay, ready? All right. Please let us stand for the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Yeah, we're not supposed to mix it in.
Good evening all, and welcome to the Village of Rybrook Planning Board meeting. My name is John Grzan, and since Mr. Goodman is not here tonight, I have the honor of conducting the meeting this evening. I promise you I'm going to be brief as I can. Board members present with me tonight are Amy Schoen, Scott Mendelson, Ed Teague, and Lenny Weissman. And also in attendance is our village attorney, Robert Zid, and our village planning consultant, Sarah Brown. Michael Nowak, our village superintendent, could not be here this evening. And of course, we are always happy to have David Heiser, member of the Village Board of Trustees, and he's our liaison to the Board of Trustees, and he makes sure that we stay the line. Okay, I have my notes, and of course, somebody messed them up for me, but I will find the order. The first order of business, I think, is the approval of the minutes of the meeting from July 10th. I assume all the board members have read the minutes of the meetings, and if they don't have, do we have any comments, corrections?
No.
None? There being none, can we have a motion to approve?
Moved.
Second.
Who's going to call the roll? Robert or Sarah?
Sarah volunteered earlier.
Okay.
I could do it.
Mr. Mendelson?
Yes.
Mrs. Schoen?
Yes.
Mr. Teague?
Yes.
Mr. Weissman?
Yes.
Hey, how about me?
We're saving you, Chairman Grzan.
No, acting.
Acting Chairman Grzan?
Yes, of course. I was hoping that. Okay, the first item on the agenda, I understand, and the request of the applicant, that has been adjourned to the October meeting. Is that correct, Mr. Zidi?
I'm sorry, Ms.
I
Brown
said the
was
first
distracting
item
me.
on the agenda on the request of the applicant has been adjourned to the October meeting.
Correct, yes.
Okay. Is the 900 King Street here? Okay, we will take you out of the sequence if nobody objects. We will take that first.
Good evening, members of the Planning Board. My name is Vincent Pedone with the law firm of Zarin and Steinmetz, here tonight on behalf of Sunrise Senior Living, the contract vendee at 900 King Street. Firstly, we appreciate your board approving Sunrise's amended PUD site plan back in June of this year. We are here tonight seeking an extension of the steep slopes and wetlands permits that were originally granted in September of 2021 and most recently extended in September of 2024. We believe that this was most likely overlooked back in June, especially since each permit was still in effect and since nothing is changing with respect to steep slopes or
I don't
wetlands.
think we overlooked it, the fact that did not impact at all on the amended site plan. So
Correct.
It was left alone.
Right,
On the
nothing
plan.
was changing, so there was no reason for us to seek that back then. Just for a project update, Sunrise is full steam ahead in preparing its building permit application. It's working diligently with its consultants in getting construction documents together, drawings together, and they hope to submit by March of 2026.
So any idea when we will start construction?
I think they're aiming for demolition this summer of 2026.
Great.
Yeah. So we respectfully request that your board extend the permits for a period of one more year.
Are there any question or comments from the board? I don't see any problems with this. I think you guys have said in the record, this is going to be probably fourth extension, if I'm not mistaken. I don't think is there any limit on the number of extensions we can grant?
No.
That not being the case, we do have a resolution. Can we,
You could make a motion to
Motion
adopt,
to-
motion to adopt.
resolution.
You want me to read it?
please?
Sure. So I'm going to read the abbreviated version.
Do not read the whereas,
No, no, no,
just
no,
the meat and
no.
potatoes at the end.
Now therefore be it resolved that the Planning Board of the Village of Rybrook hereby approves a one-year extension of the steep slopes permit and the wetlands permit in connection with the project. Be it further resolved that extensions for both the steep slopes permit and the wetlands permit shall expire on September 8th, 2026. If a further extension of the steep slopes permit approval is required, the applicant shall submit a written request and the planning board will duly consider same. And the resolution's more fully
Okay,
written,
right?
so. Need a
Any
motion.
comments? Can we have a motion to adopt the resolution?
Moved.
Second.
Please call the roll.
Mr. Mendelson?
Yes.
Mrs. Schoen?
Yes.
Mr. Teague?
Yes.
Mr. Weissman?
Yes.
Acting Chairman Grzan?
Yes. Thank you.
Thank you. Have a great night.
Okay. Next item is the application that's submitted by the property owners, Mr. and Mrs. Claver, I hope I pronounced that correctly, located at 4 Little Kings Lane, and it is for various site improvements, including the deck, patio, walkways, and the stormwater management. They also involve some steep slope work.
We don't put it up on the screen?
We would like you to put it up, yes.
Usually this is set up already. Not really sure.
I'm sorry?
I said usually this is set up already. Do you have
Well,
any-
Mr. Nowak is not here today, and I'm illiterate when it comes to the computer, so you are out of luck.
Usually there's an HDMI hanging out.
Next time, I probably helps if you guys come a little bit early and set it up.
Rob, we're gonna
Sorry.
slow clap you.
Yeah. Don't slow clap anything yet.
I don't even see the HDMI.
I think there are a lot of pictures and a lot of drawings. It would help. I have seen it. I don't know the rest of the board members if they have seen it.
Yeah.
If you guys and ladies have seen it, just go through your presentation.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, good evening, members of the board. My name is Greg Cacciapoli. I'm the engineer on the project at 4 Little Kings Lane. I worked with Dave Delarty, who's the landscape architect on the project.
I'm sorry, you said Ed?
My name is Greg.
Oh, Greg,
Cacciapoli.
okay, you're
Yes.
Greg. Okay, great, thank you.
And I worked with Dave Delarty,
Sure.
the landscape
Okay.
architect.
Yeah.
You're gonna have to speak up a little. I don't think the mics are.
Sure. So, the goal of the project is to really just propose some rear yard improvements and expand on the patios, level out the yard to create some more usable space. And in doing so, we need to remove a few trees, and we are proposing some plantings, which Dave can speak on in a little bit more depth. And that's pretty much the entire scope of the project. We're removing coverage, we're adding coverage, probably about 900 square feet total. We are proposing to capture all proposed impervious surface, plus the existing impervious surfaces in a stormwater system, so there'll be,
I was here when we approved the Little Kings Lane. Do you have existing stormwater retention basins there on that property?
no, not that we're aware of.
Okay, but you proposing to install one
Correct,
as part of the site development?
yes.
Great, okay. I also see that there was a disapproval memo that was issued by our inspector because of the size of the deck or the patio. You changed the design.
We
so
downsized.
You don't need the variance anymore.
That's right, we
Okay,
downsized the
good.
patio to
All right,
avoid
good.
that. Right.
Okay. While I'm waiting for you, you're gonna do a lot of, there is a substantial grading on site.
Yes.
Cut and fill, or just cut and removal, or would you be bringing soil from the outside and,
Yeah, no, there's only fill proposed, and it's really to level out the slopey side yard. Here we go, I can actually point.
okay. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Okay, so, basically this area here is proposed for fill. And, right now, as it is, actually, it's probably better on a little further now. Yeah, it's better to show it on the grading plan.
You're not helping me, you're making me dizzy by switching it back and forth.
Okay, so this is the side yard here. Little Kings Lane is up here by my mouse.
Mm-hmm.
We're filling this entire side yard area.
You're filling the entire side?
Yes, it's gonna start sloping down to existing at about this point, going towards Little Kings Lane. So you see there's some trees here that we're gonna keep.
Where are you getting the fill material?
From a DEC certified source.
Oh,
They
you
can
you
keep
will
it-
have the certification and the material and everything?
Yeah,
Okay.
they'll keep it manifest.
All right, great,
Yeah.
okay.
And that is the fill of the job.
Whenever you do this type of improvement on the site, one of the things that I am always gung-ho about is the stormwater management. I want to make sure that you are not affecting your neighbors in a negative way. I don't want to see the water run off to the neighbor's property.
Understood.
What's there now, natural flow, it's given, but not anything additional. I would like you to retain the water on site.
Yeah,
So
well,
I
we
do
are-
hope that when we get into the public hearings and the review of the design, those questions will pop up.
Right.
At least from me, that will.
And we went above and beyond with stormwater management. We captured not only what we're proposing, but existing as well, so.
Well, that's why I ask you if you do have,
Right.
because that area, it does have a flooding problem, the whole area.
Right.
Yeah, okay. Anything else you want to tell us?
I could just, briefly explain, my design to you.
Is the patio, the deck, is the deck elevated off the ground?
The patio is elevated off the ground about 2 feet.
2 feet. You
Yeah.
will have the railing and everything?
Well, we won't need a railing on the patio, but we will have railings on all the steps.
Okay,
Because we have a planting bed 4 feet wide
all right.
that buffers that from. And then it'll be made out of bluestone, thermal bluestone. The client really isn't even sure they want to do the patio yet, but they wanted me to include it in their design and approval
Mm-hmm.
for possible future installation. The whole concept of the design is basically, as you can see, the backyard has a very short amount of space. They're recent buyers, and it just doesn't flow at all. So, and there's considerable walls on the left side where we're going to do the fill. So I've created more of lawn steps coming off the patio in the rear down to the left, and those are just a series of lawn steps. That area there. You come down first a few, steps. Yeah, and we have renderings too. So that's the patio. You can see the lawn steps on the right side going down to the filled lawn area. And it just flows a lot better for kids, for usage. That's a picture, from.
Mm-hmm.
What is the landscaping that you're proposing between you and the neighbor?
So the neighbor to the right side where the fill is, we're gonna screen all that. That'll be all screened with native arborvitaes, Niagara arborvitae. And then to the left, can you get the? We wanted to do, just some intermittent privacy from the cul-de-sac, so it can feel like that right side. Go over to the right more. Yeah. That's kind of like, you could see through it, but it just gives a little separation. And it's some Kwanzaa cherry trees with a mix of some, I think we have hydrangea in there and some grasses, a very simple planting. The Kwanzaa cherries, I will ask the board, that is something that's not on the native species list. There is prunus on there. There is another cherry type on there. So I would just want to know from you if that would be all right to use, or if you want me to just keep strictly to the native list.
I think that lady on the front is going to
Yeah,
respond to that question, yeah. Tell me, I think you did have a most current survey, but I didn't get a chance to look at the contours. You do have some severe steep slopes that you are leveling down.
Right.
Yeah, and
Yeah, that's on that left side there.
yes, is that on the,
That's
To
this
un-
red area, so the property line is this double dash line here. And this red area is the steep slopes, which is the side yard where we're filling. So that is where.
I'm going to recommend to the Chairman Goodman when I talk to him, I think this probably is going to require a site visit. I would strongly recommend that the board members have a site visit. For me, it's difficult to kind of absorb all of the details that you're doing there. It's a large
Pictures.
site, and I feel like you're making I'm not saying negative improvements, but you're making a significant amount of improvements, and I would like to see how all of this is going to tie up.
That's fine. I think
Yeah.
the site visit is always.
It's always
helpful.
recommended, yeah, I mean, and you'll see that the walls that are there now that, they're dangerous, they're not good, so,
Which walls?
there's walls on, do you have the picture of the?
What do you mean
have
they're
it?
dangerous?
Well, they're just not really,
Are they dangerous from collapsing, or they
like
aesthetically,
to walk down.
not pleasing?
no, to like walk down,
Okay.
like they have like stairs that aren't,
Mhm.
I'll try to show you a picture.
These or the other
No,
side?
on the other side
I don't
there.
think I have
We
it
don't
on
have
the
that,
other side.
okay.
But I do want to note something. If you look at the existing topo, right? This is the side yard where we're filling in the steep slope area that was noted. The water currently flows from the house toward the side property line, and actually pretty vigorously because it's a steep slope. So by us leveling the ground, we're going to be slowing down runoff to the neighbor. If anything, it's going to improve their situation, number one, just because of the grading. Number two, we're capturing the entire lot, so the impervious surfaces are no longer running off to the neighbors. So it's just something you need to
Great.
understand when you're evaluating
Yeah.
the entire project.
And I think even another reason to visit the site, I definitely would like to see it myself, yeah. Any
And we're
questions
not-
from the board members?
How is this property generally with water? Because this area always seems to be problematic. Is this a property that has sump pumps already in the house? Or is it pretty good with water?
Anything about that?
Not that I'm ever aware of. I've been in their house a few times. They never mentioned it to me. The house is actually fairly high up. The basement is even, I think it's above the grade of that area that we're filling. Sorry. So, I don't think they have any there now. And I'm not 100% sure even if there's not any existing seepage tanks. We didn't do any camera work or anything. We're just assuming there aren't at this point.
And the street is at 175.6, and the house is at 187.5, so it's 12 feet. The first floor is 12 feet higher than even street elevation.
Yeah, it's up there.
Mr. Novak not being here, he will help us
Yeah.
with some of these questions, but,
Understood.
well, if there are no more questions, I'm gonna go ahead and schedule the public hearing, and we will take it from there,
Okay,
all right?
that's great. I'll
Sarah, do you have any questions before we make a motion for the public hearing?
No, I don't have any questions.
Robert, you? Okay. Do we have a resolution to set the public hearing?
We do. I will read it.
All right.
Whereas the applicant has submitted an application on behalf of the owner for approval of a site plan and steep slopes work permit involving regrading portions of the front side and rear yards and the construction of a patio and terraced yard areas. Now therefore it be resolved, the Planning Board of the Village of Rybrook will hold a public hearing on October 9th, 2025 at 6:30 p.m. in Village Hall. Be it further resolved that the applicant is hereby directed to comply with Section 250-40 of the Village Code regarding notification of the public hearing.
You are familiar with the notification requirements? Okay.
Yep.
Can we have a motion?
You can?
Second.
Okay? Call the roll, Sarah, please.
Mr. Mendelson?
Yes.
Mrs. Schoen?
Yes.
Mr. Teague?
Yes.
Mr. Weissman?
Yes.
Acting Chairman Grzan?
Yes. Okay. See you next month.
Okay,
All right?
thank you.
All right, moving right along. Next one is 2430 Carroll Court. If I'm not mistaken, we had, who's going to be here from the 2040 Carroll Court? Is the applicant here? Okay. Sarah, we did have a sketch conference on this back in January, correct?
Yes, we did.
And I think as a result of that sketch conference, the applicant was going to come back with the revised landscaping plan, which would trigger the site plan amendment.
Correct.
The idea being that over the years, the landscaping plan had changed, conditions has changed, and surprisingly, trees do grow and die. So rather
And grow
than
into
having the
each other.
applicant come back to us every time a little branch needs to be cut, we will approve once for all this new landscaping plan, which Homeowners Association would in effect manage thereafter.
Correct.
Now, a couple of things we need to understand, that we need to preserve the intent of the initial screening plan. We need to measure the magnitude of change. If it's a major change, this is the Board of Trustees' original approval. It may have to go back to the Board of Trustees. And also, if it's a substantial change with regard to the golf course, we also need to be concerned with that.
Correct.
Did I kind of highlight the
Yes, you
issues?
highlighted everything. So as the landscaping has been growing out there with time, some of the plantings were too close to each other, which has caused die-off of some of the trees. So what this would do is approve a new landscaping plan with proper planting distances for the trees and the other plantings proposed. And as plants die out there, as they will, or grow and become overgrown, they can be replaced to match this current plan that has been vetted and approved by the board.
Oh, by the way, we will send you an invoice for making a summary on your behalf. Anything else? Did we leave anything else?
I don't think we did.
Okay, please introduce yourself and give us a little.
Sure. So I'm Angela Loaf. I'm the landscape architect representing the
You were at the
Enclave.
sketch conference, were you not?
I was not, no.
Oh, no, okay.
No. So basically, what I did was I went out there and I kind of looked at the evergreen screening and the trees that are there now and kind of looked at the health, and they're overgrown, they're large, some of them are dying, some of them have gotten so big that it's really crowded and shading some of the residents' backyards and things. So what I did was I went in and then I created a new planting plan along the buffer line between the Enclave Development and the Blind Brook Country Club. And so that was submitted to the board. So we tried to use all native species of evergreen trees. I had a desk review with Mike Nowak prior to our submission as well, and we went through all the evergreens that are being proposed. So behind the residences, I chose evergreen screens that are eastern red cedars that get much more narrow and don't get as large as, like, let's say, a white pine or a Norway spruce or anything like that. And that was basically to give the residents a little bit more space, but still give the evergreen screen that is required between the country club and our development. And then in the areas where we have a little bit more room, where the parking is and along the roadway, then I use larger evergreen screen varieties for that case, like Leland cypress and American holly. So basically, we're hoping that this plan gets approved, so that way when residents come and they cut down some trees, they know exactly what they need to plant there.
What kind of evergreens are you proposing?
Eastern red cedars,
I'm
American
sorry,
ho-
can you,
Eastern red cedar, American holly, Leland cypress, and then Canadian
the
hemlock.
Leland type. I was going to mention the Leland.
Yeah. They get really nice and fluffy. They have a really nice foliage as well, so.
And they're pretty hardy.
They are hardy, yes.
Okay, we do need to have a public hearing on this.
Okay.
So between now and the time we are ready to act on the resolution, which hopefully will be next month, I'm sure Ms. Brown would get a chance to review the plan, and it complies with the intent and what we were kind of discussing at the time of the sketch conference. So, any questions? Some of you gentlemen were not here at the time, so I think it's a good concept. It saves the homeowner and the owner's time, and it serves the village time as well. We have a blueprint, if you wish, that we will just navigate in the future. Yeah.
Right, exactly, yeah, and I made a note on my plan as well, that if there's any questions, that, they just consult with Mike Nowak before any planting or anything, so everyone is on board and we can just continue with the intent of the screen in between the two
You
properties.
will have an opportunity to review the plan and have your recommendation by the next meeting, correct?
Yes, we did a preliminary review, but we'll do a more in-depth
Okay,
before the
great.
public hearing.
Yeah, and we did receive the comments from their review, and I don't know if Mike Nowak emailed you over the revised plan, but I did change the Norway spruce, a variety of species as well.
Okay, that's wonderful. He didn't tell me, but he did. He said he would fill me in. So.
Okay, great.
Okay, so we will set the public hearing. Do we have a resolution?
We do. I will read it. Whereas the applicant has submitted an application for approval of an amended site plan involving the installation of plantings for screening on the properties located between 24 to 30 Carroll Court within the Enclave development. Now therefore be it resolved, the Planning Board of the Village of Rybrook will hold a public hearing on October 9th, 2025 at 6:30 p.m. in Village Hall. Be it further resolved that the applicant is hereby directed to comply with Section 250-40 of the Village Code regarding notification of the public hearing.
Moved.
Second.
Please call the roll.
Mr. Mendelson?
Yes.
Mrs. Schoen?
Yes.
Mr. Teague?
Yes.
Mr. Weissman?
Yes.
Acting Chairman Grzan?
Yes. See you
Great.
next month.
Thank you so much, see you next month.
Thank you.
Okay. Last item, my goodness, we moving fast. On the agenda is the 6 Edgewood Drive. And again, this application is for the site plan improvements and wetland permits. And do we have the applicant? Or you are going to do the double duty tonight, correct? Yes, sir. Good for you. A lot of work here is taking place in, actually all the work is essentially in the wetland buffers.
Yes. We did, well, first of all, the project entails all work in the rear yard, which happens to be in a wetland buffer. I'll let our wetland specialist speak a little bit more about the characteristics of that buffer and what we're doing to mitigate it. But the overall plan is to remove an existing patio, which is a paver patio here, and then install a pool only, no pool patio, just a pool surrounded by grass to try and keep the disturbance down. I'm going to let Mr. Cantrell speak a little bit more about the wetlands and what we're doing to mitigate that. But that is the scope of the project.
You did a detailed delineation of the wetlands, if I'm not mistaken, yeah? Okay.
Good evening, Acting Chair and board members. If anyone has any questions, first off, I don't want to bore you with technical details. I know I read the memo from Ms. Brown, and she mentioned more mitigation was required. So, first off, I delineated the wetland within the last couple of months. It is completely behind the existing screening. On the other side of that screening is mowed lawn, and then on the wetland side of that screening is upland plantings with some jewelweed, a big stand of jewelweed to the left, and then right where the wetland is, there's actually quite a bit of border privet that has escaped into the wetland area. And so that's part of our mitigation plan. And what we've done is more than 2 to 1 in terms of invasive removals. There's quite a lot of eastern poison ivy. The owners have very small children, and I'm very uncomfortable with that poison ivy being so close to the mowed lawn. And it's also starting to
Tell me
choke out a
something.
few of the trees.
Can you remove poison ivy once for all from the ground, or is it coming back?
It takes
I'm asking that on a personal notice because
Yes,
I have it right now on my leg.
just wear gloves. No, it depends on the methodology that you approach it with. So you can use chemicals. You can just don't burn it. That's the last thing you want to do.
You don't wanna burn it?
But you can remove it. You have to bag it. You have to throw it in the regular trash.
Thank you.
So that's part of this process. Part of the more than 2 to 1 that we've proposed is we're removing invasive species in the rear yard beyond that buffer of arborvitae that's already there in the wild area upland, upland from the wetland there. And then within the wetland, what I wanted to do was keep since we're doing so much disturbance with the invasive control, I wanted to limit the planting so that the native plantings that are already in that area can self-generate. So that's a methodology that I would like to take as an approach, but if the village wants to, offer something different, that's, we're amenable to that.
There's a significant amount of mitigation area that they will have to do here. Can they do it all on site, or would they have to do it off-site or?
No, everything will be on site.
On site, good.
Yes, and we are very much in favor of the removal of the invasive species. We were just asking for a little more in the planting area.
Is there anything specific, like a quantity or a specific? I tried to go with what's already existing, so I know that it can survive and thrive. And also over by the fence, I don't know if you have a picture of the fence. I have one. Right next to where the wetland is, and it almost goes to the fence there. The neighboring fence underneath, there's some erosion from that property. I think their property. I don't know if they
Is it this fence?
put some. Yeah, it's in the back there. I don't know if they put some extra fill back there. I noticed some tree plantings back there on the neighbor's side, but there's a big gap underneath that fence where there's starting to be erosion into the wetland. So that's why I really focused the plantings right on that area, right next to that fence, to stabilize that ground and to keep any more sediment from eroding into the wetland. Because it looks like the wetland's already shrunk quite a bit in the last 10 years. So I wanted to kind of give it a little bit of a buffer area. And I think that the homeowners actually want to complete the arborvitae screening, which then it may not be native, I don't know what type of arborvitae is already there, but that would actually help to screen that wetland even more, to keep folks from impinging and moving the lawn even further in 20, 30 years when
Sarah, is
homeowners
this
decide
a
to retire.
microsite wetland, just confined to the site, or is it connected to the?
It's not connected to anything.
So it is a microsite. It's a microsite.
It's a
of the-
micro, yes,
Yeah.
it is.
Okay.
So I would agree that any plantings that you can do to keep people from spreading into that area is helpful. And I'm glad that you're matching the existing vegetation that's out there, because we know that will survive.
Absolutely.
Because it's a micro wetland, so we want to make sure that it can support the
Yeah.
plantings.
Exactly, yeah, and there's already, the Virginia creeper, there's already Virginia creeper on site, there's already the other, let me see what other plantings, spice bush, northern spice bush, and I know it's a small amount, but I wanted to go with controlling that erosion and then the mitigation, the invasive removals first. I didn't want to disturb too much, because there's already, like I said, a large stand of jewelweed to the left upland, and I don't want to disturb that too much. I want it to proliferate around that wetland.
That
as
makes
well as,
sense.
and I know with the arborvitae plantings to finish off that edge there, to protect that wetland, would that be enough for the board to consider, based on your memo, more plantings and more mitigation?
From my opinion, with that explanation of what we're trying to do with the erosion and the situation out there, I think it is. It is enough planting, because we don't want to be more disruptive for the sake of being disruptive.
Okay. Mr. Cacciopoli, is that the way you pronounce it?
That's me.
Who is your pool designer?
Florida Concepts is the name of the company.
One of the things that we
Yeah.
usually look when there is an in-ground pool is the location of the pool, of course, with regard and fencing and screening from the neighboring property.
Yeah.
Location of the
Pool
pool
equipment.
equipment and the noise associated with the pool equipment. Spend few dollars and tell your customer to buy the variable speed pumps. Much quieter, more efficient, and more likable by your neighbors.
No problem. I'll spec it on the.
Variable speed drive pumps.
How big is the pool?
I'm familiar.
Yeah.
The pool is 16 by 40.
Large size pool. So next time when you come back, you are gonna have some little more details on the
On the
layout
pool.
of the pool design, the screening and everything else that associated with the pool.
Yeah, I mean, the property is heavily screened right now. They have a lot of evergreens going around. They got a
That's
solid.
fine, you may not
I'll
need,
give you the
you may not
information.
need additional screening.
I'll give you
I
the
don't- I don't know, do you have a fencing on the
Yeah.
pool or?
Is there a fence around the pool?
There's already a fence that goes around the entire property. It's a solid vinyl fence that's pool compliant. And they actually have gates that come in to the side of the house already, so we may have to replace the locks to make them pool latches, but they're definitely set up for it.
Pay real close attention to the pool equipment. That's a big issue.
No problem.
for
I'll
us.
spec it on the plan, and we'll give you some information on what we plan on installing.
Sure. Okay. Any other questions? Well, let's set the public hearing.
Okay. Whereas the applicant has submitted an application on behalf of the owners for approval of a site plan and wetlands permit involving the removal of an existing patio and the installation of an in-ground swimming pool on the property located at 6 Edgewood Drive. Now therefore be it resolved, the Planning Board of the Village of Rybrook will hold a public hearing on October 9th, 2025 at 6:30 PM in Village Hall. Be it further resolved that the applicant is hereby directed to comply with Section 250-40 of the Village Code regarding notification of public hearing.
Moved.
Second.
Call the roll, please.
Mr. Mendelson?
Yes.
Mrs. Schoen?
Yes.
Mr. Teague?
Yes.
Mr. Weissman?
Yes.
Acting Chairman Grzan.
Yes. Thank you. And can we have a motion
See
to
you next
adjourn?
month.
Thank you. Excuse me? Did you say?
No, I was just saying, see you next month.
See you
I
next month.
have to
Thank
call
you.
the roll again.
Yeah, call the roll to adjourn.
Aye.
Take
Take care.
Mr. Mendelson?
Yes.
Mrs. Schoen?
Yep.
Mr. Teague?
Yes.
Mr. Weissman?
Yes.
Acting Chairman Grzan.
Yes.
I did. I don't know who seconded. Next time I'm gonna second, I'm not gonna move it.
Yeah.
Well, David, 20 minutes early.
That was great. Give it to me.
We all love Chairman Goodman, but
Yeah. Wow.